You can love the parts of your life that you're not pleased with. Y'all, I'm not kidding. I think I had an epiphany. Like, you don't have to be obsessed with where you are in your life to love where you are in your life. And I'm going to explain. I mean things like where you live, your finances, your career, the way that we love or neglect to love certain areas of our lives. It reminds me of the way that we love in human relationships. It's like sometimes we conflate love with pleasure. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. But what you're really saying is you are doing things that please me. And that is a thing, obviously, but I'm speaking about the active part of love. Let's take your home, for example. Maybe you want a more luxurious space. You want a more opulent space. You feel cramped in your space and it just, maybe your space discourages you, or it's cluttered and it just doesn't bring you the joy that you want it to bring. Your home doesn't have to please you in order for you to love your home. Do you see what I'm saying? What would it look like to love your home even though your home is not pleasing you? Maybe it means expressing gratitude for the home that you have, even if all you can come up with is it provides me shelter from the rain. What would it look like to love your home? Maybe it means opening the windows for 20 minutes a day and letting fresh air in. Maybe it means keeping your home tidy. So what I'm saying is, even if your home does not please you, and that is fair, maybe you are dissatisfied with your home. That is its own journey. But what would it look like to love your home? When you say, I love my home, it's not just my home is so beautiful and it pleases me. To say I love my home is about the active part of love. Like, your home doesn't have to please you in order for you to love your home. Let's take your career. Maybe you've recently faced a huge rejection. You feel like you're at a plateau. You feel like your peers are flying past you and you are feeling behind. Do you know that you can still love your career? Because when you say, I love my career, are you really saying my career pleases me? Love is not just what we're receiving or the energy that we get as a result of being pleased or of getting everything we want. Love is action. Love is choice. It's making choices. How do I choose to respond? Do I choose to respond in love or not? What would it look like to love your career? Maybe it means keeping your skill set sharp. Maybe it means congratulating your peers even when it feels like they are ahead of you. Maybe that looks like staying engaged with community. What would it look like to love your career? Being dissatisfied in a moment or in a season, that's not the thing that's going to shape your life. What shapes your life is your choices. What shapes your life is how you choose to respond, how you choose to think about things. Sometimes we can be so discouraged in a season, and y'all, that is fair. Sometimes it's healthy to state that you are dissatisfied, and trying to avoid how you truly feel in the present moment isn't helpful either. Like, we can't confuse feeling dissatisfaction with living out dissatisfaction or responding in dissatisfaction. Two totally different things. Your career cannot be pleasing you in a moment. Your career can make you feel discouraged. Your career can make you feel behind. And do you know that you can still show up in love for your career? Let's take your finances. And disclaimer, I do not mean to oversimplify here, but what would it look like to love your money and not just speak about your money as a complete failure to you? Maybe that looks like spending well, coming up with a plan. Maybe that means examining your relationship with money, responding instead of reacting as you spend. Maybe loving your money is making the brave decision that invites more money in. I'm just saying, I do not mean to oversimplify. I know there are so many things at play when it comes to money. What I'm trying to say is every area of your life that maybe you're not happy with, you can choose to be loving toward it. And I think step number one is starting with gratitude. And maybe that is, I had enough money to eat today. I met one of my great friends through my career. And I think that puts you in the energy of finding ways to love those areas of your life. And I don't think it's always simple. I'm just saying that even if you aren't happy with certain areas of your life, you can still make the choice to love them. And I really do think that that makes such a difference. And if you want to talk about change in your life, try a season of gratitude. And I know that we hear a lot of work harder, optimize, and trust me, I love a plan. I love a planner. I love a to-do list. I love to feel like my ducks are in a row. And at the same time, some of the biggest change in my life has happened when I chose to love, even when it was difficult. Y'all, the next time you have an opportunity to sit in dissatisfaction, to sit in what somebody deserves or doesn't deserve, just ask yourself, what would it look like to be loving in this situation? That goes for people in your life. That goes for career, all of it. Y'all, had a friend say this to me and it has stuck with me ever since. This was during a time of collective uncertainty. And they said, this will inevitably work out. And some people will not be able to look back and say that they had faith. And don't hang up. I'm not talking about religion. Some people will not be able to say that they sat in this season with faith. And that just stuck with me. And I think when I'm in certain seasons of questioning or wondering or dissatisfaction, I always think to myself now, I don't want to look back on this season and not be able to say that I had faith. Or I don't want to look back on this season and have to admit to myself that I had another choice. I didn't make the loving choice. And let me say this, the presence of dissatisfaction is natural. That is okay. I think sometimes I used to feel like if I said that I was dissatisfied with something, then I wasn't being positive enough. Or maybe I needed to think about it another way. And no, more than likely, you need to express that you feel dissatisfied. And expressing dissatisfaction in the present moment is natural. Feeling dissatisfaction is natural. And an important question to ask after that is, what now? How will I respond? How will I respond? Because I'm going to say this, even if something is really, 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 really difficult and you do not want to, and maybe they don't deserve it, or your career has not been giving you what you wanted to give for 10 years, and your discouragement, or maybe your anger or your frustration is just and justified, that choice is still available to you. It is. It's still available to you. But again, we can't confuse available to me with easy for me to do. You see what I'm saying? The loving choice isn't always going to be easy to do or easy to make, but it is available to you. Not the same, but it is available to you. It's just a reminder that your response shapes the world that you get invited into. And maybe that's a world of peace, a world of calm, a world of confidence, a world of opportunity. It's your response. And you can think about it like this. If someone said that they loved you, but every time they spoke about you, they spoke about how dissatisfied they were with you, how they wish you were another way, how frustrated they are with you, how you don't measure up, that relationship probably wouldn't last very long. And it most certainly would not be the type of relationship that would make you want to give more or produce more. And it's just something to think about. And here's something you could do just for you. Think about areas of your life where you feel dissatisfied, discouraged, maybe frustrated, and think about one loving choice that you could make toward that area of your life and see how you feel. And I also feel like something to keep in mind, though, is to prepare yourself for the possibility that this will not be easy. This will be a change. This might not feel good right away, but it is a choice that is available to you. But y'all, that's it. I had this thought last night and I literally woke up thinking about it and said, that's it. I have to make a video today. I wasn't even planning to do this video, but making the loving choice in my own life, even when it wasn't easy, I found it to be so empowering because you're not waiting on circumstance to dictate how you respond. When you have the mindset of, even if or no matter what happens, I will be responding this way. Try it. Just try it. That's all I got to say. But that's it. I hope that helps. Make the loving choice, even if it's really freaking hard. And that's it. Love y'all.